Day, about to get into the Mayweather versus Berto.
And his opponent from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, the three-time and current WBO junior lightweight champion of the world,
But let me start off by talking about the Floyd Mayweather's last fight. First thing a lot of people want to know,
to the scale, this world title bout has a weight limit
is this really Floyd's last fight?
Now, ladies and
You
gentlemen,
mean to tell me he's not going to go ahead and try to crack the 15-0 and tie Rocky Marciano?
Appearances. Please welcome the
According
challenger,
to Floyd, he's not worried about cracking the Marciano record. Listen, would you worry about cracking a record, risking your perfect record, to tie some man that a lot of people say he didn't really fight a lot of heavyweights? He really fought like light heavyweights and some heavyweights. Will you be willing to risk your perfect record after you done gained what has Floyd made?
Put your arms down.
About six.
No, come on.
About 500-600 million so far total.
Keep his arms down.
And just to go to number 50 to please the fans,
130.
and you could possibly lose that last fight. You know what Carcino said? Carcino calls it, he don't call it the Marciano curse. He says strange things happen when you try to tie the Marciano record. Listen, he even thought there's going to be something strange that's going to happen today. Carcino, for some reason, has this weird, crazy feeling that there's going to be some kind of crazy draw, or something's going to happen where they're not going to
29 and a half.
Martinez weighs in
where they're not going to allow Floyd Mayweather to walk away with the win today. If he doesn't walk away with the win today, it'd be because Berto made it a tough fight where he wouldn't walk away with the win. It's not no Marciano curse. There isn't no strange things happen when Marciano goes to break records.
Well, the first time these two guys fought, they both described it as a war.
Listen, while I'm talking, if y'all have any questions about the Mayweather Berto, just hop right into the chat and just ask your questions away, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability.
Something that Martinez's team told us in the fighter meeting is they have already talked to the referee.
Now,
they say, hey,
a fight that I'm really interested in seeing on the Mayweather Berto card.
Orlando Salido is a fighter who is rough and tumble and has had a couple points deducted.
Versus
I
George
think
Groves.
this is a fight where both fighters are probably
a lot of people
better
want to give George
prepared than they
Groves a lot of
were
credit
even for their first
because
match.
he has those two losses.
These guys get ready to face off. They both say they're going to start off faster this time around.
Carl Froch, it's hard for anybody to beat. I think really at super middleweight,
Rocky Martinez has said,
honestly,
I'm knocking Salido out
Andre
this time.
Ward
He
is
was
the only
down
one that can
twice.
actually
This
beat
time I'm
him
keeping him down.
at
We'll see.
super middleweight. Besides that, I don't really see nobody beating him.
Martinez also called Salido a dirty
George
fighter.
Groves have him hurt and almost
So
out?
that's something also
Absolutely.
you want to watch out for in this fight.
But, you know, what do great champions do?
I'm going to knock him
Great
out this time around,
can take a good
Who
lick
isn't dirty at this level? Come on,
come back and finish
it's a fight.
Prime example.
Like our main
Did
event
not
participant
Floyd Mayweather
Mayweather
take a great, hell of a shot
but he's
from
had a
Sugar
much
Shane
tougher road of
But yet still, he finished strong. He held on,
who was looking to reclaim
and
the
then
title.
he got his two
lost
together
against
and he
Salido
walked
in
in the
Puerto
rest of the
Rico.
way.
He's happy that this fight takes place in neutral territory.
You know, speaking of Sugar Shane Mosley, you know, he had an announcement today saying that
all right, let's go down to the stage. Here's Jim Gray
that he's in
with
talks
Salido.
with Amir Khan.
All right, Felix
to
De
fight
Jesus will translate for us.
over in
Orlando,
Dubai,
your thoughts
December
as you get ready for this rematch.
13th, something like
Bueno,
that.
estamos pensando hacer las cosas bien, no queremos tener ningún error. El sábado a la
First it's
noche
going to be him
nos
versus
preparamos mental
Ruslan
físicamente para recuperar el título.
But
We're
honestly,
thinking of
Sugar
doing
Shane
everything correctly this
Mosley's
time,
he's the easier
and we have
fight.
physically prepared ourselves for Saturday night.
He's the easier
What
fight,
have you
easier
changed?
opponent to
¿Qué ha
go
cambiado?
against.
Cambió
Like I said, if any of y'all that's out there is watching, if y'all got questions,
hicimos, cambiamos casi todo, ¿no? Le metimos más fuerza porque es otra
Zelle
división para mí. y nos sentimos bien seguros y fuertes para recuperar el título.
We have changed everything, especially the sparring. We're more prepared
So
this
if you got
time.
any questions,
We have,
go ahead and ask.
since it's a higher
I
division,
do
we're just
see
more
your
prepared, more
text
stronger
message.
for tonight.
So feel free to ask any questions about
Best of luck.
Suerte.
Floyd Mayweather, Berto,
Y viva México.
George
And
Davis,
viva Mexico.
Badu Jack, about the fight going on. I'm interested to see who y'all think is going to win and why they're going to win. And I know somebody
Roman, how
sooner or
much
later is
tougher
going to
you
bring up the
do you believe it will
IV
be the
testing
second
stuff.
time?
So
¿Qué más
I'm
fuerte va a
ready
ser
for
esta
that
segunda
one also
pelea?
as well.
No, verdaderamente
So,
que
ask
ella
your
ha hecho un
questions.
trabajo excelente, una gran preparación para volver a repetir la misma dosis hablando salido este
I'm going
sábado.
to give him
Now,
the same
help clear up a little bit
dosage
this,
as I did last
IV
time. I came more
testing
prepared for
stuff.
this fight.
Apparently,
Is there
from what I'm
anything that you felt you
understanding.
had to change?
¿Hay
Okay.
alguna cosa que tú pensaste que tenía
What
que
do you
cambiar?
think Berto is
No,
going to bring to the
la
table?
primera pelea pues fue una pelea buena,
That's,
una guerra. Él está sacando
Fox
excusas de
and
que los jueces, de que esto,
THO,
había uno de Puerto Rico,
I don't
otro de
really
Estados
know how to
Unidos, vieron la
pronounce it,
pelea
but-
igual. Pero esta vez pues, va a salir de duda aquí en Las Vegas el 12 de septiembre y repetir la misma dosis.
No, he thinks
All right,
it's
and
going
then
to be
you
the same
wanna know
dosage as the
who
first
wins
fight. He had a little
between Jack
complaint
and
last
Rose.
time that it was a Puerto Rican
Kinda
judge,
feeling
a U.S. judge.
All right,
So I want to show it here in Vegas.
I'll start off with
When,
your Groves
in here in Vegas also.
and Badu Jack
of
first,
luck.
and then
We'll
I'll
talk to you
move to the
tomorrow
Berto.
Suerte, Román.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Groves is a
It's a
slugger.
title fight, Al.
One
Why don't
thing
you
you're
walk
gonna
us
find
through the
about
numbers here in the
Groves
gym and
ain't
take
no
what stands
punk.
out to you.
The height
I
and
mean,
reach
Groves
advantage of
is not
Martinez.
afraid
He's
of
going to box
any
from the
man.
outside.
A lot of people are like,
Orlando
oh, do you
Slater,
see how nervous he is
34,
going into
a
the second
veteran,
qualified
has been
fight?
fighting since
The
he's
man's
15.
not
The
nervous. The
question
man is
is,
a fighter.
when will he
Listen,
get old, if ever?
when you've been
He
around
says,
fighters,
not
you can
yet.
tell the
2
guys
more
that are
years left
nervous
in
and
my
you tell the
career.
guys that are real deal. Let me tell you something. George Groves is the real deal. Now, he might not have won in a qualified fight,
scale in just
but
a few moments, and
Badu Jack,
Mayweather's heard
see,
it. Andre Berto has heard it. The
Badu Jack, when he got caught with that really hard shot,
Talk to me a
where
little
he
bit
got
about
knocked
that
out
and
and
selecting
stopped.
Berto as his
That
choice.
let me know, okay, this guy
because of the
has some
commerce of
decent
boxing,
skills.
gets
He
to
got a little
choose
bit
his
of power,
opponents.
but
And
this
there were
guy
some
can
issues.
also get touched.
Keith
I mean,
Thurman wasn't
he
available
never
because of an injury. David
recuperated
Garcia
from
because of
a
scheduling.
C-minus
Amir Khan, they weren't
level
sure about
fighter.
Ramadan. They
And you got
ended up
something like
settling.
Groves. Now, one thing I'm
He
saying
and
about
Mayweather have been
Groves,
circling each other for a
Groves
couple
is
years.
good
Berto
for
suffered
the
the slings
first
and arrows of some injuries and losses.
6 rounds
But he
of any
says,
fight.
I'm ready.
You start taking Groves about 7, 8 rounds.
Usually Steve Farhood's
Oh,
our
you
boxing
gonna-
historian. How about Mo coming
You're
in
gonna
and giving
eat Groves up
us
if
a great nugget today?
you're in great
First time
shape.
Andre Berto's
If you're
ever
just
been
as
an
tired as
underdog,
him, then
right?
it's
Going into
anybody's
a fight
game.
like that.
The mother of
But
all
You're
take
right
Groves
about that.
past 6
Hey, look,
rounds,
he said his whole
and
career
you stay
turned
in
around
great
when he
shape, you
hired
can beat
Virgil
him.
Hunter as his trainer. What do you
Anything
think
the
Virgil
first
Hunter
six-
has done
six
for him
rounds,
mentally,
then-
physically, as a fighter?
Well, I think
I don't know.
when you change trainers, you're looking for a change
now
of
let me
pace.
ask you
You're
a
looking for
question
something
about what
different.
does Berto
not just on
bring
the
to the
psychological
table?
level, but obviously on the physical
The
level.
only thing
Berto's
Berto really
big on that
brings to the
psychological
table
level. He'll have a
is
talk with the
speed.
fighter, and he'll try to get down to the problem and develop that confidence.
Listen,
on
Berto
top of
still
which,
kinda
Berto's
has
coming off a lot of injuries, so some of the
amateur
times he was losing. Maybe it wasn't just him. Maybe he was dealing with some
bouncy
injuries.
around type
Put that
feel
package
to him.
together. New trainer, more
which is
confidence,
okay for like
healthy
little
Andre
4-round,
Berto.
6-round
You might get
fights.
the
But
best
when you're in
Andre
a
Berto yet.
12-round battle
Floyd Mayweather
and you're
says
fighting
this
against
will
somebody
be
like
his
Floyd,
last fight.
you
He
gotta
also
learn how
told
to
us
sit
in the
down in
fighter
the
meeting,
pocket.
two things
You
that
gotta
important
trade.
to him right now: family, his legacy.
Berto
As you take a look at
has
it,
been known
you
to
think
be
his
knocked
legacy will
down,
be
but
if he wins.
come on, we gotta
Well, in
give
the ring,
Victor
he
Ortiz
sealed his
credit.
legacy by
Victor
defeating his
Ortiz
pound-for-pound
can't crack.
rival Manny Pacquiao.
He's another
His
guy
last
that can
fight,
crack
he
but
will no
can't
doubt
really
go
take
down
a
as one of
punch.
the greatest
Slippy, I see your
defensive
questions.
fighters of
I'm gonna
all
answer it in a
time,
second.
right up there with
I
Willie
don't want
Pep
you
and
to think I
Pernell
don't see your
Whitaker.
message.
Here's a master craftsman, very
Speed
a
is really
defensive
awesome
maestro.
to the
Maybe
table.
not
He
always the most entertaining, but he
doesn't
lives
have
and
the
dies by
experience Floyd has, but he
credo,
does have
make him
speed.
miss, make him pay,
You know,
and Floyd Money Mayweather on the
we're
verge
gonna have
of
to see
equaling
just
history
how
and
well
looking to go
Floyd's reflexes
49-0,
are.
and that zero means
Honestly,
a
I
lot
have
to him.
that
Yeah,
fight.
he says, hey, look, if I win today, that really, or
I'ma
should
say
say
8
Saturday, I would
rounds
put
to
a
4
stamp,
for
he claims,
Floyd.
on his legacy.
have it
It is time for the
116,
main event.
112.
Mayweather, Berto on the scale.
It's a big
Let's go back
underdog.
down to the
Some
stage.
people think
Here's
he
the
has what it
always
takes to
classic
beat Floyd,
Jimmy
but-
Lennon Jr.
The experience is really what's going to really help him.
Ladies
I
and
think Berto's
gentlemen,
gonna
from
miss
the
a lot of
MGM
those
Grand
punches
Garden
that he's
Arena
gonna be
here
throwing.
in
He's
Las
gonna have the speed,
Vegas,
but he's just
we
gonna miss a
are
lot.
ready to weigh in
And,
the main
a lot of people, you heard Virgil Hunter say, you know, Andre Berto's body looked a little bit different. And Virgil Hunter said that he got him lean. So he really kind of stripped him of that muscle mass and made him more lean so he'd be more agile. Have more agility while he's in there before to be able to move and slip punches himself. So we'll see what kind of game plan Virgil has and the kind of shape he got him in. Slippy. If Floyd and Law fought, how many punches would they throw? Ooh, you got two guys looking to counter. Slippy, so that's kind of, I don't know, man. Probably not a lot. They probably throw maybe, what, 30 punches around, if that. Floyd will probably start picking them apart after about the 4th, 5th round, because Law is kind of a little bit tricky guy to fight. But once Floyd starts landing those right hands, I don't know. Listen, when they say styles makes fight slippy, that's a style that really just, it would be difficult for Floyd.
Well,
and only because his Law's arm reach is so long.
Old.
See, with Law,
17 years now in the game.
How you beat Law is power.
19 years.
Once you hit Law with power, he doesn't try to come in and trade you. He'll try to pot shot you. But if he sees you ain't got power, he'll try to walk all over you.
Year Mayweather will be the highest paid athlete.
Definitely ain't slippy. There won't be many punches thrown between Floyd Mayweather Law fight because they're both counter punches. But
this
Floyd
is chess, not
would get the edge on him.
And he's playing on
He would have a little bit of
How about
difficulty
making
with his
him
long
wait as
reach,
he
but he
casually strolls to the
Deluxe
stage?
Punks.
Well, and it's interesting you bring that up because he also said, and this is part of the mind games about Floyd Mayweather, and we're all just living in his world right now. He said he almost wants to play checkers against Berto because he said there's going to be some knockdowns. He's going to be more aggressive. We'll just have to wait and see.
He probably went 8 rounds to 4.
Floyd Mayweather getting ready to make his way and step on the stage.
Hey, Deluxe, you might be right. It might be 10 rounds to 2.
And now, here he is, the boxing sensation.
A lot of people, I don't know, some people think it's going to be a little bit closer than what we're giving him credit for. I don't know, I hope it is. AMB Judah. Norris a southpaw, too. He may give Floyd problems. Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, he would give Floyd some problems. Listen, it's not so much AMB Judah. It's not so much that Law is a southpaw. It's that he just has long reach. And, you know, before you got in here, I said if he doesn't respect your power, he'll mop you up. But if you got power, he'll dance around you all night. So he would actually
limit for this fight, 147 pounds. It's for the unified WBC and WBA welterweight championship of the world.
Let me kind of back away a little bit.
Is the challenger, ranked the #1 welterweight in the world by the WBA, the former world champion in his 9th world title appearance. Please welcome the challenger, Andre Berto.
How's that sound? Does the volume sound a little bit better? Is it not too loud? Let me know. 6 figures. Man, do you really got 6 figures? Is that just your screen name? Berto, 6 figures asks. Berto shows a lot of inactivity at times. Floyd will do what Floyd does. 6 figures. One thing though I want to bring up about that
145. Andre Berto weighs in at a trim and ready 145
Berto has him really slim right now. 6 figures. He got him really in a more agility type mode. And then on top of that, we can't count out the fact that he did have to have shoulder surgery. Now, we know that Berto and Andre Ward had the same trainer. Now, I'm not sure if they went to the same shoulder rotator cuff person to get his shoulder operated on. But if he did, you see how Andre Ward looked when he came back from shoulder surgery. So, I mean, listen, it could be a possibility his shoulder really did bother him. And that could have caused some inactivity on what was going on.
146.
So we'll see. Steve's a little bit more active. AMB Judah. I wonder if Floyd will show some age this fight. Floyd's been showing some age his last couple fights. You know, this ain't the Floyd from
Virgil Hunter told us for years He said Andre Berto was just too stocky, and he was going to lean him out. And I'll tell you, he looked chiseled. Al Bernstein, 145 and a half.
Absolutely, and came in well under the limit. And clearly, that's their game plan. And movement and has been an issue for Berto. So perhaps this leaner version will be able to move better.
And I stand corrected at 145. And once again,
we can speculate all day long. Now, do a lot of us believe that he was on stuff? Yeah,
big fight and another controversy.
You know, just like in a court of law, you got to prove that stuff,
to deal with before the fight.
And we don't have any solid evidence to prove that he was on HGH steroids or whatever he was using.
The Manny Pacquiao fight, he was
a lot of us believe he
wasn't allowed to take the IVs.
But you know, he was never taking a court especially with the latest drug test.
But at the same time, you see them yapping at each other.
A lot of people believe that Juan Manuel Marquez was on stuff. He was like, listen, Pacquiao's going to dope him, I'm going to dope him. They feel that's how he knocked him out.
Myself, they come to test you until the week before. I just see some joking here.
We got to get your prediction for the rest of the card.
Andre Berto is not overwhelmed by the magnitude of the momentum, giving as good as he's getting in his face-off with
Before you got to hit Andy Judah, I had
listen to this crowd as these two faced
Jack,
off.
as long as he can last more than
Andre Berto told us in the fighter meeting.
Rose is a hell of a fighter. As long as he can take you out of there within 6 rounds. But Rose, when you start in the 7th and 8th rounds, he tires really easy. And a lot of people thought that he was weight drained, you know, a little bit on that. Y'all just give me 1 second.
Back down to the stage, our Jim Gray now with Andre Berto.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. Andre, you were laughing and smiling, and you were looking at Floyd. What were you looking at, and what were you saying?
I'm just saying, yeah, man, like I said, man, we're here for a reason. And I don't get caught up in all the rest of the shit. I already been through.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
Here for a reason.
Just had to check on something real quick.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and do what we do.
What else did I leave off
at?
All right, so anything after
strikes you as what?
7-8 rounds, Rose.
Where I come from, we never had a chance to come out of that.
Call it a wrap. Badu Jack has to be in great shape, really great shape, to take him out.
Have you heard of Roberta Vinci?
Bradley Tucker says Floyd will win by 10th round TKO.
One of the biggest upsets ever. Is that the type of a performance, and can something like that lightning strike twice on the same weekend?
Listen, I'll tell you what.
God is good.
I didn't expect him to get in Floyd's face at the weigh-in.
Best of luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I didn't expect him to mean muggle.
All right.
Now listen,
back to you, Brian.
I was really waiting for him to try to intimidate Floyd. I thought he was going to grab him by the neck or do something.
Again.
Man, do something to make it interesting for the last fight.
Before a big fight, as you
what do I think? Deluxe Punks. What do I think about Roman versus Salido?
But Mayweather says it's happened before. He knows how to compartmentalize, and he'll have to do it again here.
Salido is dangerous,
well,
man.
Clearly, he's faced issues prior to a fight before, and has generally been perfect at getting past them. They've come in a variety of nature
Salido's kind of like
items.
a Randall Bailey. Y'all remember Randall Bailey?
News story that
Randall Bailey
in the last day or two, but still, Floyd Mayweather is a fighter who knows how to compartmentalize, and that's why he does a good job.
All right, let's go inside the numbers here. Take a look at the tail. What stands out to you in this fight?
Randall Bailey, you can knock him out with one punch.
What's interesting, the height and reach advantage of Mayweather is of some import because shorter fighters and people that don't have enough reach have generally not fared well against Floyd Mayweather. So we'll see if he can utilize that to his advantage.
Roman Martinez is pretty good, man. I can see Roman.
You know, Paulie, just listening to Andre Berto.
I see him beating. It's going to be a tough fight.
It sounds like
Roman's got his hands full. I can tell you that much.
He knows he's a big underdog in here, but as he pointed out, I'm healthy now. I'm here to fight.
Yeah, he has a lot of motivation to prove a lot of critics wrong, and just a lot of motivation in the fact that he remembers where he comes from humble beginnings. He's been through a lot during his career, having to face some adversities, taking losses he wasn't supposed to take, certain injuries that have slowed him down. He feels like it's redemption. It's a chance at redemption.
All right, let's go back to the stage. Here's Jim Gray now with Floyd
Muhammad Ali.
Floyd,
I have to know Muhammad Ali.
Will you ever get on a scale again? And if you do, will it ever matter?
I would
the last time.
Last time I'm never getting on a scale, but I want to thank all the fans in here.
What would you like to have to eat that you've been denying yourself now for this past couple of decades?
Floyd Mayweather.
It has always been easy for me to make the 147-pound weight.
Who would I pick for a fifth one?
I just can't wait to get out there.
Fifth one would have to be
and get the fans excitement tomorrow.
I don't know
we
why
had a huge upset today.
Chavez Sr. doesn't get
Serena
a lot of
Williams,
credit
who everybody
as one of the great Hall of Fame.
Basically says is the best female tennis player ever. Got beat by someone who was unranked. So obviously you're aware of the dangers having had lightning strike here today. What concerns you most about Andre Berto? Everybody is summarily dismissing him, other than
on the
you.
other card against Jonathan
I don't overlook any opponent. I've been here before. I know what it takes when it's a fight of this magnitude.
Gonzalez.
Just stay focused, stay on a parallel path, and go out there and do what I do best, and that's win.
When will it hit you that this is the final walk, the final time, if in fact it is?
Hey, when are we going to see Gonzalez
out of a 19-year career, almost 20 years.
Why can't we see that
to
fight?
be world champion 18 years.
You talking about you want to test?
I couldn't do it without all the fans.
You want to test somebody? Test Leo Santa Cruz versus Johnny Gonzalez.
I don't focus on that. I look at this as he's another top guy.
Really.
He has a high knockout ratio. He's a tough, he's a rugged competitor. But
I want to ask y'all.
I've faced everybody in the sport of boxing. I've faced Pacquiao. I faced Cotto. I faced Canelo. I've already faced the best fighters.
Final thought. No one knows when Father Time will strike.
Vanez versus Ishe Smith is also
You've done exactly what you said you would do. You would fight.
That's right. I almost forgot about that one, man. Deluxe, thanks for reminding me about that.
Will that catch up with you, and could that be tomorrow, or do you feel that you're well rested and well rejuvenated?
Vanez is going to win. First of all, let me say that.
I'm in top condition.
But for Ishe's sake,
a great training camp. Training camp went tremendous. But the main thing tomorrow is going out there, being at my best. And since Pacquiao didn't get a fans a good fight, tomorrow's going to be a great fight.
Listen.
Floyd Pacquiao's
one thing I learned about TMT fighters: once you win a belt, they lose at the very next fight.
I'm only focused on Showtime fights.
Ishe Smith.
Well, it'll be on Showtime pay-per-view tomorrow night. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
All right,
back to you. Lost it to
all right, gentlemen. Floyd Mayweather going one last jab there.
And Daddy Jack won the belt. So
sum up what you've seen here today.
See how he's going to do in his defense if he's going to lose it
a moment that everyone should soak in.
One thing about it, Floyd can get them a title shot, and he makes sure he gets it against the
perennial pound-for-pound King Floyd Mayweather. We will have to wait and see, but he seems to be in a good place mentally, physically. And how about Andre Berto again, knowing that everyone has written him off, but saying, hey, I come from Haiti, I come from the slums of Haiti, and having lost family members to an earthquake and having to overcome career-threatening injury, that shoulder injury he suffered against Jesus Soto Gomez early in that fight, knocking down Soto Gomez in the 11th round before losing the fight eventually. And yes, people can say, well, he's 3-3 in his last 6 fights, but one thing you can't question, guys,
I'm going to do a Q&A on this Cotto Canelo. Let me tell you something.
I don't know anyone who's ever said they haven't seen an all-action
Canelo is going to beat
well, I think obviously we've seen here tonight a focus.
Miguel Cotto got beat up with the Antonio Margarito fight.
I thought I detected a little bit of emotion from Floyd Mayweather. Kind of
Canelo's going to do it
that this was
without
the last
having
time he's going to do this was kind of intriguing.
Paulie?
I don't understand why people hate on Canelo so much.
He's got a lot to fight for, not just critics, just for himself. Like I said before, everything he's been through. Mayweather has a lot to fight for because he's protecting that legacy. I think styles make fights. Canelo has enough speed to touch Mayweather. Mayweather's a little older. Defensively, he's not as explosive. I think this is a fight that, could...
I don't really see nobody beating him at 154.
Have you talked about styles?
Now,
let's talk a little bit about strategy now.
Don't get me wrong. Cotto's a great fighter, but Cotto's had his heyday.
Let's talk about both fighters, where they have to be successful. Let's start with Berto.
Well, we've established the fact that Andre Berto is a very big underdog, 14-1 in some places.
Listen, and one thing about Canelo,
what does he have to do
you know this,
to win this fight?
When a young boy gets older, you develop what's called grown man strength.
Toughness is unquestioned.
And that is what
strategy and execution has
Canelo has developed grown man strength, and he's able to hang in there with any man. A lot of people criticize him because Miguel Cotto's younger brother, Jose Cotto,
sometimes Andre has long, low periods.
But you got to remember, he was still kind of a young boy, like what, 20, 19, 20, 21. He was a young man fighting against a grown man, so things are different. Canelo's, he's the future. Mark my words, he's the future. Just don't move up to 160 to fight Triple G Gennady Golovkin. You'll be like the Peter Quillins and Danny Jacobs, things of that nature. Bradley Tucker, do you think Rocky's 49-0 is a bit overrated?
The jab is always a staple of Mayweather's attack, but it's even more important here because Berto gets hit so regularly with that punch. The constant movement that we usually see from Mayweather is important because Berto has trouble with that lateral movement.
Hey, who knows?
No one in the last 48 Mayweather fights has really avoided being hit by his right hand very well. So we can expect to see a lot of that punch. A lazy jab like this one from Marcos Maidana can offer the quick-handed Mayweather an opportunity.
Bradley,
Here,
the reason why there's a big difference, and I think Floyd pointed this out on one of his things, is
he'll use it as a lead punch. He has many ways to
land. I think Rocky went 49-0 and 0.
Well, Virgil
and what I mean by that and
Mayweather in the ring,
in other words,
disrupt him.
He didn't have a draw.
We'll see what happens.
Chavez Sr.
coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Countdown Live on Showtime.
Probably before he was 49-0. If any of y'all got boxing rec, look that up. So I think the whole ordeal was that he went 49-0 and 0 without a draw. Perfect. Without even tying, without even drawing. And I think that's what Floyd Mayweather was trying to get at. So, you know, without me looking at box rec, I know he was 89-0. I just can't remember if he had a draw before he got to 49-0. So maybe one of y'all can look that up for me. But I think that's but yeah, listen, to go 89-0 even if you had a draw, it does make Rocky 49-0 look overrated. So I guess you're right to that extent.
Jim Gray and our entire Showtime sports team.
Any more questions,
I'm Brian Custer. Good night from Las Vegas.
So listen, so my predictions so far for tonight: Floyd Mayweather 8-4. I just don't really know what I want to say about the George Groves fight. I'm gonna say it. George Groves stops Badou Jack within 8 rounds. George Groves is gonna win by TKO. Roman Martinez beats Salido by UD, and Vanez beats Ishe Smith. Beats him. Listen, you know, the other day, Ashley Theophane is fighting Steve Upshur Chambers, and Floyd promised him the other day. Listen, he told me, said, if you beat Steve Chambers, and if Broner beats who's that guy? Aklik Beef, Kika Beef. I can't even say the guy's name. Whoever he's fighting for the title in his hometown of Cincinnati, Floyd said if both of y'all win, then I promise you I'm going to get you that Adrian Broner fight next. So, kind of makes you wonder. Listen, this is what I've been told. Khabib, thanks 6 figures, Khabib. I still can't pronounce his last name. But listen, what I've been told is that Floyd Mayweather never really liked Adrian Broner in the first place. Some says, oh, but they were hanging out, they were showing their money, they were doing this and this, and he hangs, and he calls him Big Brother. Listen, Al Heyman told him to do all that. Al Heyman was trying to build up Adrian Broner. So he asked Floyd, can you hang with him? Help the boy get some shine, help him get some more social media followers. And then Al Heyman came to reality. Oh, snap. Marcos Maidana beat his tail. Alright, let me throw in a couple more hand-me-downs. Beat up a couple hand-me-downs. Alright, Floyd, hype him up. Matter of fact, Floyd, I'm going to help you co-promote this event with Mayweather Promotions. I'm going to help you make money off Adrian Broner when he fights Sean Porter. And listen, on top of that, for even more publicity, let's send him to your training camp. Have Nate Jones and some of the trainers train him along with I forgot his trainer's name, Mike Stafford, along with Mike Stafford. And what happened? Sean Porter beat him up. So that's why you don't see Floyd hanging with him no more, really talking about him. He's probably like, Al, you know, had me waste my time. A&B Judah, Bronner ain't got no discipline. A&B Judah, you are absolutely 1,010% correct. Listen, I had people telling me the week of the Porter fight, a day or two before the Porter fight, he's in a club. Tell me why you're fighting for one of the biggest fights to redeem yourself against I give Sean Porter a B+, fighter, and you're going to be in a club? Really? See, the difference with Floyd and Bronner is Floyd will hit the club for appearance. Floyd don't drink. Floyd don't smoke. And, you know, everybody that I know tells me that AB has a problem drinking, has a drinking problem. I mean, you're poisoning your body. That's why you can't sustain and keep up. Bradley Tucker, do you think Ward can beat anyone from 160 to 175? A&B Judah, he's trying to be a rapper and going on tour. Yes, he is trying to be a rapper going on tour. He's not a rapper. Listen, y'all need to go back and look at that video I put out. Lil Wayne told Adrian Broner, you're making a fool of yourself. Lil Wayne said he was out at the club doing this thing, getting paid to be there. AB's there. He said, dude, what are you doing here? Lil Wayne said, you're supposed to be training. You're supposed to be in the gym. Why are you out here in the club with us? Don't nobody know who you are except for guys. He said, guys are the only ones that know who you are. And only half of them know who you are. He said the ladies are like, who's that next to Lil Wayne? Who's that guy next to Lil Wayne? And the boyfriends had to tell him, oh yeah, that's Adrian Broner. You know, he's some boxer. He said the ladies don't even know who you are. And half the guys know who you are. Like, yeah, he's trying to be like Floyd Mayweather and, you know, this and that. So, yeah, man. So, he straight up told him. I tell you what, Lil Wayne is a better friend to Adrian Broner than the people he got around him. Nothing is worse than when you have yes men around you. Yes, Adrian. Yes, Adrian. You're right, Adrian. Yes. Yes, whatever you say, Adrian. Can I borrow $500, Adrian? Thank you, Adrian. Yes, you're the best, Adrian. Yes, sir. Nobody can beat you, Adrian. So that's why it pays to have people that have more money than you, because they can tell you the truth and can care less whether you're giving them hand-me-downs or not. Bottom line. Back to Bradley Tucker's question. Do you think Ward can beat anyone from 160 to 175? 160, yes. 168, he's pretty much done that already. 175, yes, but at 175, I think Andre Ward would have his hands full with Kovalev. But I think he would beat Kovalev. And listen, let me tell you something about Andre Ward. He deserves to be number 2 pound for pound. Number 2 pound for pound. Let me tell you why. For you that don't know Andre Ward's background, the man is undefeated as a pro. But what you don't fail to realize, the man has not lost a fight since he was around 12 years old. Anybody that's been in amateur fighting, do you know how hard it is not to get robbed and lose a fight in the amateurs? The way their scoring system is, that's not built for Americans, but is built for the Europeans that like to tap, 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 and run, is built for the Europeans. For Andre Ward not to lose an amateur fight since the age of 12 years old, 13 years old, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, going all the way to the Olympics, winning every single fight, winning the Olympic gold, and then turn around and turn pro and win 20-something fights as a pro, undefeated, Super 6 fighting the best there was at the time. There's no way you can't deny that Andre Ward isn't number 2 pound for pound. Arguably, it could be number 1. But, so yeah, I think Ward can beat a lot of people at that. And be judo. What do you think about Errol Spence? Would he best Thurman or Porter? Mayweather's co-signed him like he's the next big thing. Oh, so you meant to say beat. Would he beat Thurman or Porter? Errol Spence. I met Errol Spence. I think I was in San Antonio. Errol Spence was being courted by Bob Arum, Top Rank. I forgot what fight I was at the time. I want to say there was Nonito Donaire was fighting. Chavez Jr. might have been fighting on that card against Rubio. It was one of those fights in San Antonio. I remember meeting Errol Spence. Kid is just so humble. Nice kid. I think he was fighting at 154 at that time. And Errol Spence. Then I met him again in San Antonio at the Cowboys Dance Hall. He fought on the card there. Just like I said earlier, Al Haymon's plans backfired. It backfired when he found out Adrian Broner is not the next superstar. It backfired on him. So he looked at the next best talent he had, and that was Errol Spence. So you notice Floyd stopped talking about Adrian Broner. Now Al Haymon has him trying to build up Errol Spence. Now, I believe every fighter should have a level of confidence without going over being arrogant. And Floyd's last fight against Mayweather and Errol Spence was there. Errol was being, to me, a little arrogant. For some reason, when Errol Spence is around Floyd Mayweather and the stars like that, he seems a little bit more arrogant, a little bit more cocky, talks a little bit more than what he normally talks. But when you catch Errol Spence away from the TV, away from the lights, and definitely away from Floyd Mayweather, Adrian Broner, and people like that, Errol Spence goes back to being the most nice, humblest kid. Yes, sir. No, sir. Just a nice kid, man. So, but to answer your question, could he beat Thurman and Porter? Yes, but in due time. Errol is really good, but Errol needs to be tested a little bit more. I think he really has the ability to beat those guys, but not just yet. Give him 1 or 2 more tough fights. People that are durable, people that can go 10 rounds no problem without getting knocked out, and let him gain a little bit more experience. And then I think he has the ability to go in there and beat those guys. Errol Spence is good. Errol Spence has got cracked a couple times on the chin. I don't know if y'all noticed that. He got stunned a couple times in his fights. Errol Spence can be touched, but on the flip side, Errol Spence can eat you up. Errol Spence is the kind of guy, you make a mistake, he's going to eat you alive. He's like Floyd. Don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake against Errol Spence. You're going to pay for it. But listen, if you're not a guy that's willing to go in there and trade with Errol, and you got some decent power, Errol's not going to be too crazy to rush in on you. But Errol is a crafty fighter. Errol will get a belt one day. So could he beat Thurman and Porter? Yes. Just not right now. Just not right now. What other questions y'all got? Throw them at me. I got about a good 7 minutes or so before I gotta go do a few things. What other big fights we got coming up? Let's see. We have you asking about Cotto Canelo? Triple G versus David Lemieux. Let me tell you something. Man, I was a big David Lemieux fan. Listen, I used to watch, he used to have like training videotapes. I forgot what trainer. It was some trainer. Had some good videotapes out and, you know, throwing combos, punches and all that. And I used to see David Lemieux. I used to see David Lemieux in there working these pads. He looked so good. And I remember, Who was that beat him? David Lemieux's first loss. Was it that Russian kid? I want to say it was some Russian kid. Can't remember who it is. And then he turned around and lost to Rubio. I was like, oh, man. But he's redeemed himself, man. He's got himself together, and he's gotten back in there, got into the mix. So, but Triple G knocks him out. Triple G knocks him straight out. Bradley versus Rios, 6 figures. Bradley versus Rios. Woo! Let me tell you something in 6 figures. One thing I've learned to never, ever do, and that is bet against Timothy Bradley. Because every time I say somebody's going to beat Timothy Bradley, he finds a way to win. Listen, Bradley is not the best technical fighter. He's a dog. He's going to get in there, he's going to dog you out. And the only thing that saves him is his heart. But every dog has his day. Every dog has his day. I think Bradley has taken a little bit too many shots. Too much punishment. He got hurt in his last 3 or 4 fights. And even though Rios is a flat-footed fighter, I just think Rios is going to put an end to his lucky streak. I could be wrong. Probably am. Like I said, every time I go against Bradley, he makes me look stupid and wins. But this one time I'm going to go with Rios, man. I could be wrong again, but I'm gonna do that. Bradley Tucker. Why did Mosley wait until past his prime to start acting ignorant? Arrogant. There's a reason why he's arrogant or being arrogant. Bradley. It's called being broke and needing money. Listen, to get people. Listen, Floyd proved this point. To get people to watch you and for you to make money, you got to be arrogant. And the reason why he's being arrogant is because when you're arrogant, it's like you're playing the role of a bully. Bullies are arrogant people. Bullies are people that feel that they can't be beat. Bullies just never had nobody stand up to them and knock them on their butt, so they're arrogant. They feel nobody can beat them. But we know that he can be beat because he's got God knows how many losses Sugar Shane has now. But when you make yourself arrogant, it'll cause people to want to watch you fight to see you lose. And that's why a lot of people pay to see Floyd Mayweather lose. Floyd knows how to be arrogant and ignorant at certain times. So that's why. It's not that he's really arrogant. He's got to draw attention to himself. He needs money. A&B Judah. Fury versus Klitschko. It's a no-brainer. Klitschko's going to knock Tyson Fury out. Listen, anytime you let a cruiserweight, 195-pound cruiserweight, and Steve Cunningham knock you on your butt and almost had you out, I know Vladimir Klitschko is going to knock your butt out without a shadow of a doubt. Listen, the only reason why he even beat Steve Cunningham because he put all his heavy weight on for the next rounds. Bear hugged him, put him against the ropes, and just leaned 250 pounds of fat meat on someone. Put fat meat on him. Why you gonna put fat meat on somebody, Fury? You gonna put all your fat meat, your flabby fat meat on him? That's just wrong. A man's fat, flabby meat on another man. That don't even sound right, does it? But anyway, Vladimir ain't gonna let him do that, man. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna get him up out of there. He ain't got nothing to worry about, A&B Judah. Just gotta watch out for that flabby meat. Listen, Deluxe Punks, I totally agree. Klitschko fights are boring. I second that motion. However, he wins. He finds a way to win. Listen, Let me tell you something about the Klitschko brothers. Six Figures, I see your question. I'm going to get it in a second. Let me tell you something about the Klitschko fighters. They have weak chins. They have weak chins. And rest in peace, the Manny Stewart, he knew they had weak chins. He knew it. When Hasim Rahman knocked out Klitschko, he's like, okay. Excuse me, I'm thinking about Hasim Rahman knocking out Lennox Lewis. Corey Sanders. I meant to say Corey Sanders, I'm sorry. When Corey Sanders knocked out Klitschko, Manny Stewart was like, you know what? Y'all guys are 7'9", tallest people in the world. I'm going to teach y'all how to use your jab. Your jab is the key to beating every single heavyweight. Vitaly, Vladimir, we're going to have a 10-week training camp on how to use your jab and to use your reach. And when they get inside, hold them. Hold them like you love them. Just don't kiss them. But hold them like you love them. That way they can't hurt you. And then when the rest separates you, go back to putting that stick out there on them. So, the Klitschkos, they've learned to master their reach. That's why it's hard to beat them. Six Figures. I like Tabiti. Seen him fight live a few times. Seems to continue to get better. What do you think of his upside? Six Figures, I'll be honest, I really never paid attention to. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Andrew Tabiti, which is one of Floyd's fighters. Tabiti's a cruiserweight, I believe. But honestly, I really never seen him fight. This week, I will take time to study and watch Andrew Tabiti to see whether he has an upside or not. There's only one guy really in TMT that kind of impresses me, that he might have a future, and that's Ronald Garvell. I don't know if he's Irish or he's from somewhere over there. I don't know his nationality. He seems pretty promising. I can't really think. You know, who they got over there that's pretty got some upside. Floyd got some decent fighters. There's not A-level fighters. There's nothing that I see just yet. Deluxe Punch, you want to see him fight Deontay Wilder. That'd be a great fight. Honestly, I don't know who would win that fight between Deontay Wilder versus Vladimir Klitschko. That's a tough fight. You got experience versus power. One thing about it, the Klitschkos aren't really used to fighting people that actually got what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's just, that'll be a tough fight. That's all I can say. Bradley Tucker, what's your favorite spot in Vegas? Well, Bradley, never been to Vegas. Never been to a fight in Vegas. As much as I love boxing, I'm not willing to pay all that money to fly out there and then turn around and pay for the fights. And Bradley, that's probably because, I mean, I got riders that I send out there. But Bradley, that's probably because, I mean, I used to box. I spent like 7-8 years boxing. I've been around a lot of boxers, know a lot of boxers. I'm fine just being home watching the fights. I don't have to be around those guys. Deluxe Punks, I'm right here in Houston, Texas. I will cover the local fights like San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Corpus Christi sometimes. That's almost a 5-hour drive from where I'm at. Deluxe Punch from San Diego, California. San Diego, isn't that where, who was the other boy that Mayweather was talking about fighting besides Berto? Kareem Mayfield. Deluxe Punch, isn't Kareem Mayfield from San Diego or is he from San Francisco? 6 figures. Jamal Charlo versus Bundrich. Tough fight. They both have pros and cons. Charlo is young, strong, got a good jab. Bundrich is a little bit older, but Bundrich does have power. And anytime you have power, you're a dangerous opponent. The key is, can he get inside and land that power on Jamal Charlo? I don't know. But I like Bundrich. I talked to Bundrich. And I'm pulling for Bundrich just because he's a personal friend of mine. So, I'm gonna roll with Bundrich. But, let's see what happens. Alright, 6 figures says he's from Frisco. A&B Judah, Quillin. What about Quillin? Peter Quillin. Listen, does anybody even know the name of this guy that he's fighting? Is it Zaparda? I don't even think nobody even knows who this guy is he's fighting. Like, we all thought we were going to get Peter Quillin versus Danny Jacobs. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what happened to that fight. Why are we not seeing Peter Quillin versus Danny Jacobs? You got the one guy that swam through piranhas from Cuba, almost died getting here. And you got another guy that had cancer all wrapped around his body and his back, and he almost died. And you got 2 survivors that almost died, and they both in New York. And I'm trying to figure out why they're not fighting in Barclay, why we're not seeing Peter Quillin versus Danny Jacobs. A&B Judah, lots of laughs. I don't know what I said that made you laugh, but I've been told I've been funny, naturally funny. They tell me don't try to be funny because they said I'm not. Just let it come natural. People just laugh at you. Antonio Orozco is from San Diego. Deluxe, I have to step up my game plan. I don't really know who that is. Probably seen him fight. Just don't really know. A&B Judah, facts. I try to, man. I just try to keep it real. Hey, I think that's why a lot of my YouTube videos get so much. Listen, the comments people be leaving. All y'all people that leave comments on my YouTube, y'all are funny. Listen, dude, I say the things I guess that people are afraid to say. I don't care about getting banned, going to these fights and not getting credentialed and all that. I can still watch it from home. Now, I love for my riders to go there and get covered, but I'm fine at home. So, tell me what y'all think. What do y'all think about, what? Alright, go ahead. A&B Judah, he said he got one more question. This is the last question, then we're going to wrap it up. So I got to go run some errands, do some things with the family and all that. Alright, A&B Judah, shoot away. What's your question? We wait on A&B Judah to type the question in there. A&B Judah, I knew somebody was going to bring up the whole IV gate. What do you think about Manny saying he's been vindicated? Let me try to explain the IV gate the best I can. From what I'm gathering, first of all, I don't believe Floyd Mayweather's a dirty cheater. From what I'm gathering and what I've been told from inside sources, is Floyd Mayweather had alerted USADA, and it's USADA's job to let Nevada Athletic State Commission to let them know what tests or stuff being done. So apparently, I don't know if it was before the fight, if he took one before the fight and after the fight, So I've been told that he took an IV shot to put vitamins back in his system. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I don't know which ones, but he was putting vitamins back in, and also saline. And I think saline is a salt that can only be taken when it's mixed with the IV. So my understanding is he had IV injection of vitamins and saline to rehydrate and replenish himself. USADA told Nevada State Athletic Commission. They didn't find out till later, but USADA had already cleared it. Nevada State Athletic Commission was like, well, I don't think these falls within our guidelines. But what we're going to do is we don't want that being allowed at all anymore. So USADA's like, okay, just write it into the bylaws that you don't want IV rehydration with saline and vitamins, and if that's one of the things that you want checked off the list, then we'll check it off the next time somebody goes to do that. So Floyd did nothing wrong in his part because it fell. They checked with USADA, and USADA was fine. It was okay to rehydrate with vitamins and saline because it fell within their guidelines. But Nevada State Athletic Commission apparently doesn't want that in their guidelines, but they don't have anything there preventing it. So going forward, Nevada State Athletic Commission is not going to allow that, and USADA says, okay, we'll add that to a checklist of things that fighters cannot have going forward. And that's what I got on that. Listen, guys, I appreciate everybody coming out here, doing a live event. I'll try to do a live event every week. I'll throw it out on my Twitter, so make sure you follow on Twitter, follow us, and I'll try to let y'all know at least a good 30 minutes to an hour in advance when we're going to do another live event like this. So, listen, guys, it's been fun. I appreciate it, and till next time. All right, we out.